Okay, so here is today's little mini project, I guess you could call that. I'm gonna try to fix this swale here that we've got out here in our shop yard, so this can drain properly. Now what's happened here is we had this yard redone probably like 10 years ago. There was an old building out here that we tore down and had it hauled off, and then we had DOT base brought in here and compacted, and they did a really great job with it. But just over the years, this has kind of gotten muddy through here. All the silt and mud from the trucks and the equipment has kind of built up in this swale, and it's kind of built up to where it's not really draining. You can see there's like a big clump of it right here, and it's not draining back here. So when it rains, this fills up with water, and also this mud kind of absorbs all of that water, and it just becomes a big muddy mess right here. So today I'm going to try to fix that. I've got the skid steer. So basically my plan is to kind of come in here with the skid steer and just kind of scoop this mud up a little bit. I'm probably going to bring the water hose out here and try to wet it and get it as soft as I can, so it just kind of scoops right up. And if I have to shovel a little bit of it, that's fine. And just kind of push all that stuff out and regrade this out. I may have to move the dumpster a little bit with the skid steer. Hopefully I don't damage that thing. Travis will kill me if I do that. The other thing is we're going to add a little bit more of the recycled concrete. I put a little bit of that up here probably a month or two ago. It's done really well. And I was able to spread that really well with the dump truck. Didn't even need the skid steer for any of this, just drove it right on through and spread it out, and kind of raked it where I needed to a little bit. Ran it over with the truck, and it's been great ever since. So I'm going to try to put a little bit more in this hole right here, and then kind of just come along right here alongside, and then fill in where these little couple of these little bricks are. So we're going to do that and kind of see how this goes, because we got a lot of rain coming starting tomorrow or Saturday. And it's not going to quit raining for like possibly the next like week or so. So I want to get this done before the rain comes, so the yard can be a little better. And then once I get this regraded out up here, I'm going to put some tailings in up here, which are like, well, like fine concrete tailings. So it's the stuff that when they grind that up, it's like the smaller kind of dirt stuff. So we're going to put that in through here and regrade this out. So let's, I've already got the 57 concrete in the truck. We're going to spread that, and then we'll go get some more and we'll grade this out and see how it goes. Okay, all done, finished project. Kind of raked out the edges a little bit, faded it into the existing, a little bit more in that hole up there in the front, raked it out a little bit in the middle, and we're good to go. So one thing's left is to just run it over a bunch of times with the dump truck. I'm gonna go get about 7 tons of tillings right now, so I'll have a nice good bit of weight when I come back, and we'll run this over a bunch of times and get this back in, taken care of, and see how that goes. wet. Okay, so apparently I didn't have the chains. The setting I was using, I used earlier for the rock, it worked really well, but this stuff's a little wet. It's a little bit too thick. So I set it back down, opened up the chains a little bit, and hopefully this falls out a little bit easier this time. So let's see how it goes. Well, that kind of worked. That's a trial and error thing right there. So, but we'll get it spread out and should be good to go. Okay, little Final Fantasy 9 victory theme song there. Big Final Fantasy fan. But anyway, yeah, this turned out pretty good. I've never worked with this stuff before. It's what they call fines or screen or tillings from concrete. It's basically the same, comes from the same stuff as that when they grind it up. It's just the smaller stuff. I've never worked with this stuff before, but it seems to be a really good base for this. And once it gets smoothed out, it is hard as a rock. It actually became a little bit hard to grade. So my original plan was just, after I got the rough grade swale dug in there, was just to bring the dump truck in and just have it kind of fall out nice and even over the swale, and then it could just be raked. But that ended up not happening because I've never worked with this stuff before, and I didn't have the spreader chains right, and it just bogged up and didn't come out right, and it was really wet. So that ended up kind of being a disaster, and it took me a while to kind of grade this out. If I'd have had the mini with the grading bucket, this would have been really easy, but I obviously had to spread it out flat and then come back in from the side and kind of dig my swale back in and then grade everything back out. And then I didn't film that the part where I just came in and raked everything down, smoothed it out with the rake, and then I just ran it over with the dump truck, and it's hard as a rock, and it looks really good. There might be a bit of a high spot right there, but I don't think it's too bad. But I'll go back down here. You guys can kind of see the swale coming through here. GoPro battery is about to die, but it kind of goes right down through there. So yeah, we're supposed to get a bunch of rain starting Saturday, not supposed to quit until Thursday. So we're gonna find out if this works, but I think it's gonna work out really well, and it'll definitely be better than the mud that we had in here. So, and that should drain all right back into there. So I'm happy with this, and hope you guys are having a good week, and hopefully I've got some more little projects coming up. This is just for the shop yard out here, what little shop yard that we have that I borrowed from my dad. But yeah, so good stuff. I'll kind of definitely a learning experience with this and learning with the skid steer. So that, my grading with that is still a work in progress. So if I screwed something up, or if there was a better way I could have done this, please guys comment, like, let me know. Kind of just did it, kind of working, feeling my way through that, so to speak. So yeah, so definitely a work in progress on that, but I'm getting better, definitely getting better. So I'll see you guys later, man.